I think it's about his ability to adapt, his ability to adjust. He went from running the veer and then he became a coach that could coach shotgun offensive football. He always understood where players were best suited to play. And I believe being able to do that is what's allowed him to have so much success. I think on the other end, he's successful because he treats people right. He treats his coaches right. He treats the players right. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't ever get on them. It doesn't mean that he doesn't, jump their stuff sometimes. But you always knew he was doing it because he wanted you to be the best you could possibly be and because he wanted to win. And I think those are the things that have allowed him to be so successful as a high school football coach. Over 300 wins is very difficult to do. To one, be that good, but to be that successful for a sustained period of time like he has is truly a testament to his ability to adapt, to adjust, and also to work with young players. My favorite Coach Hank memory, it's so many, honestly, but my favorite was we played St. Amand my senior year, and I played really well. And I ended up, I'm catching a punt, I drop it, I pick it up, I'm about to score a touchdown, and I get my foot clipped. And so I'm mad at myself that I got my foot clipped, and I'm mad I dropped the punt. So I kind of spiked the ball on the ground, and I get a penalty. So he pulls me out of the game, and he gets on me so much that my mom walks over to the field and is like, "Hey, we could just go home." And I was like, "Well, you can't pay for college, so I think I'm gonna stay." And then that next Monday during gym class, Coach Hank calls me in, and he goes through the film with me. And it wasn't about the plays I made. It was about the way I reacted after making big plays, or the way that I may have ignored a teammate who wanted to celebrate with me. And he just said, you can't do these things by yourself, and you can't make it all about you. And for a lot of people, I guess that would be tough to know that you're a good player and you have a coach that takes an hour to tell you how to behave with success. But I looked at it a different way, that he took an hour to talk to me about how to behave. And I thought that to invest that type of time into somebody is huge. Man, I'm so happy that Coach Hank is back at Archbishop Shaw. That's kind of like the only Shaw I truly know. And it's right. It feels right. That's where he's supposed to be. That's where he's supposed to retire. And in truth, he never should have been or had to go anywhere else. Coach Hank is Archbishop Shaw football. If you have followed it, if you've ever been a part of it, if you've ever got an opportunity to wear the green, you're proud to wear those colors because that school or that team was coached by Hank Tierney. And so it's, for me, something that wants to make me be back around the school, to give more time to my alma mater. And, I'm just glad they made it right. My advice to any student athlete growing up on the West Bank is, where else can you learn to be West Bank tough? That was one of Coach's, sayings, and it meant something different to us. To be from that part of town, to be at a place that everybody was from the same spot as you, everybody saw life the same way as you, everyone was working toward that same goal, and to get an opportunity to play for a coach like that, to be around a man like that at a school that's going to educate you the way that Archbishop Shaw is. I think those things are important. And I would recommend any young man, any young student athlete, that if you're going to learn from any football coach in Louisiana, that Coach Hank would be the one you learn from. Coach, I am so happy for you. I'm so happy you're back at Archbishop Shaw. You getting inducted into the Hall of Fame is not a surprise to anybody. I hope it wasn't a surprise to you. Thank you so much for all you've done for me. Thank you for not only being a great high school coach and a great mentor to me, but now being my friend. So congratulations, Coach. This is where you belong. Can't wait to see you.
Some of his best qualities Coach has is attention to detail. And he expects that from his coaches and his players. And I've been on both ends of that. He doesn't really overlook a lot of things, and he emphasizes doing the little things right and on a consistent basis. So, he expects his players, his coaches, to follow the script, whatever it may be, practice schedule, game plan, and implement it and rep it and get better at it every day. It was fun. Obviously it's a demanding sport physically. But, we had a good time while we played. We had fun. And obviously winning is fun. And that is, that's one of his strong attributes is he's competitive, loves to win, and expects us to be the same way. We were regular season 19-1. My first year we were picked last in the district in 1985 and ended up tying for first. Went 9-1. It was a three-way tie, us, Brother Martin, and Rummel. Brother Martin was the number one seed in the state. We beat them 10-8 during a hurricane, actually, at City Park. Then the following year, we had the first 10-0 undefeated season in school history in '86 with Mickey and Dow Chappell, Derek DeChoseph, all those guys. So at West, even here, we had an old sofa in the back in the coach's office, and sometimes you'd walk by it and you would maybe hook your wrist on it, hook a pocket, something on it. Well, one time he was walking by with coffee, and he got hooked on it. He spilled the coffee, and I mean, he lost it. Another one was probably we were eating at a restaurant for lunch, and one of the coaches ordered pancakes. And Coach Hank, he's talking, he's kind of not paying attention. Well, he's going to grab what he thought might have been ketchup to put on his hamburger, and it ended up being the syrup. And he's like, "What are you doing ordering breakfast during lunch?" I mean, all the coaches were dying laughing. So, he's particular about his food. I do know that. But that was one of the funny moments. And it really wasn't football related, but while we were together. Well, the biggest thing is seeing him outside of football. Obviously, as a player, you're around him all the time, playing. During the off season here, we would maybe play intramural basketball, pickup basketball together. But once you coach together, you see a different side of the coaches, and because it's not just the grind of football. We'll go out, we'll socialize, we'll go hang out, watch a game. And you just get to, know each other and see that he's not always just hardcore on you about everything. When you go do that, you're just regular people. And, being in that situation myself now with guys I coached in high school that now coach with me, that's what they bring up. Like, you just we always thought you were just yelling at everybody or whatever, but now on the other end of it, you are relaxed, you can chill and have a good time. I think what Coach Hank has done to give him the longevity and success is that he holds his coaches and players to a very high expectation. He believes in details, and he doesn't look the other way. When things have to be done, they have to be done. He's got a process that he believes in. Obviously, it's been very successful, and it doesn't matter where he's at. Shaw, West Jeff, Ponchatoula, he has had success, and that's because of the foundations that he believes in, and he holds his coaches and players accountable to meet those expectations. Well, obviously, back in the day, you couldn't say Shaw without Coach Hank's name. It is what it is. He brought some of the most success that's ever been at the school as a coach. He was involved with everything. It wasn't just football. He was always at baseball games, basketball games, whatever events were taking place. He was always a part of it when he was here as a coach. And he, his name, you ever brought up Shaw, his name went side by side with it. And he's just coached so many people. And all these men have come back one way or another. He's impacted thousands of lives, and he's just, it is well deserving, without a doubt, for him to be in this Hall of Fame. Coach, it was an honor to play for you, coach with you, coach against you, and without a doubt, you are well deserving of this award. And I'm very happy for you. I've known you since I'm 16. We're still